Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another episode of my FM21 save with Ajax. We're here on the page of Ryan Gravenberg because one of you in the comments asked if he is still at the club. And because of the fact that I hadn't played for that long, I didn't even know for sure anymore if he was. But he is. He is still at the club, 24 years old now, so he's getting closer to his prime. Not quite there yet, but he is already, of course, a very world-class player in my opinion. Valued at 44 million, and he only asked for 55,000 euros per week wages. So yeah, that is him. If you compare him to the other midfielders, he is down in the pecking order. I mean, even young players like Heiko Kirsten, Unuvar Regeer are above him right now. When you look at this particular, apparently it's Mark Overmars. His opinion of him, he is in 7th. He might feature some matches, as you can see right here. He has played once off the bench. I actually subbed him on. You could think that I remembered that he was still at the club for the fact that I actually used him this season, but for some reason I've just forgotten completely. But there you have it. He is still there, and he is still at the club. And as I was gonna say, you might see him featured once or twice. Maybe we'll even use him this episode. So, speaking of this episode, we're playing against Sparta and then the game in the Champions League. Let's take a look at the schedule immediately. So last time out, of course, was the loss against Heerenveen. As a matter of fact, let's look at that last time that we played Heerenveen. It wasn't last season, was it here? No, it wasn't either. Where was it? Oh, here it was. I remember this match, the 2-all draw right here. That was actually 3 seasons ago already. Wow. But here's the schedule after the loss against Heerenveen. We beat Vitesse convincingly 6-1, a 2-0 win over Cambuur, a 4-0 Champions League win, didn't mean to click that, a 4-0 Champions League win against Sporting, a 4-0 home win against NEC, and a 7-0 win against FC Emmen. But then we lost 2-1 in the Champions League against Milan, and then we beat Willem II 2-0. But because of that loss, we're not in that good of a position. We are still in 2nd, of course, but Dortmund is arguably the best team in the group, besides ourselves, of course. But yeah, we should have won that game against Milan. It was at home as well, but we just couldn't do it. So let's try firstly to put away Sparta, and then a couple of days after, we play Dortmund. So let's just get straight into the game against Sparta. We should be able to win this match quite easily. And we are going to use the 4-2-4 because Sparta is, well, arguably not that good of an opponent. So, who are we going to use instead of Bermudez? Because he is a little bit injured, and I do want to be able to use him against Dortmund. So let's get him out for Markovic. And you know what? Let's use him. Where is he? He might be injured. No, there he is. So let's use him instead of Thiago. Let's put Gravenberg in the starting 11. And let's see if he still got it after, we are already, 7 seasons in? So, yeah, he has gotten older, he has grown, but we have brought in a lot of very good quality midfielders, as well as bringing on some youth players that were already at the club when we started here. But we're going to use him. We're going to see if he still has what it takes to play in the first team for Ajax. So here we go, straight into the game. Hopefully we'll pick up another 3 points. We should be able to. Sparta being in 6th, I believe. That's not too bad for them. But, we should have them all day. The last couple of matches, I'm trying to use every different tactic, so I have also used the 3-4-3. The one game we used it twice actually. One of those 2 games we only beat the opponent, I think, by 1 or 2 goals, as Bushy already opens the score only 11 minutes in. Another player that I want to talk about in just a second. But we used it twice. We won both matches, obviously. One of them only by 1 or 2 goals, and the other one, I think, was the 4-0 at home. Not the Champions League one, but the league straight after that. So you could say that all three tactics are working. I think the mistake that we made against AC Milan is that we used the 4-2-4, and I think I underestimated AC Milan's quality there, as Anthony already makes it 2. So I think that's the mistake I made. I think we would have been better off with the 4-2-3-1. But it's just one of those things, a wrong decision, as Sparta get a goal back, and it's only 2-1 now. We can't drop another one. We can't concede another goal. So let's tell the players to focus and keep a hold of this lead, hopefully score another couple of goals. Gravenberch already picked up a yellow card, so that's not very promising for his future here. But it's only yellow. It's not a disaster. But basically the conclusion is that all of our tactics are working, but the 4-2-4 is really something to use against worse teams. So we'll see that right here, if it works or not, because we are playing away from home, and normally I only use the 4-2-4 when we are playing at home. So that's really something that I have to keep an eye on, that I don't use it too often, because I do like the formation. I like the fact that we have 2 strikers, and I like the fact that if it works right, then we just score loads of goals. And I think everybody loves to see a lot of goals, but the danger is there, of course, that defensively it's not that solid. And again, that's the mistake we made against Milan. I tried to change it in the second half, but we were already 2-0 down. And we got a goal back in that match, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. So disappointed to drop the 3 points there, but it's not the end of the world. So talking about Rossano Boschi, he was injured at the start of the season, and then I think for the Sporting match was the first match that I could play him in, and I saw his name, and my head just went, oh yeah, we got him as well. I just completely forgot that we had that player, even though he's a very good striker that scores a lot of goals. And let's get Gravenberch off right now for Kirsten. But yeah, he's a very good striker, and I just don't know why I completely forgot that we had him. But he's there, of course, he is right there. You know what? Let's just keep it at 2 subs right now. We don't want to make 3 at the same time, as Sparta almost get the equalizer. Luckily, we get a block in, and we might actually need to revert back to the 4-2-3-1 here, as we concede a free kick in a pretty dangerous position. Let's actually immediately do that. Let's change to the 4-2-3-1. Let's put Unovar, let's top him off for Gonzalez, and this should give us a little more security at the back. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see this match out with a 2-1 win. Hopefully we can get one more goal. Let's encourage the players. So that's the thing. I was completely surprised by the fact that Boschi was at the club. He was my favorite player when I left a couple of months ago. Partially because of his name reminded me of my own name. That's pretty much the only reason why I scouted him in the first place. I was like, I've never had my son in game, so I saw that guy's name and I was like, well, I need to have him. And he scores a goal here. Rossano Boschi, his 7th of the season already, 3-1. We got this game in the bag. But yeah, his name was pretty much the only reason why I decided to scout him, and it just, I think it was meant to be. I mean, that he is such a very world-class player. He was pretty much instantaneously into the first team, and we pick up the 3 points, the 3-1 win against Sparta, away from home. Boschi man of the match. Look at that, we're 2 points clear of AZ, but look at that goal difference already. I mean, Feyenoord and AZ are kind of keeping up goal difference wise, but the other teams are just not at all. So that's the first game done of the episode, and a win. So a good start. Hopefully we can get that past Dortmund as well. We are playing away from home. Our under 18s in the youth league are first by a mile. I think they won both matches by 6 or 7 goals. So they should be able to progress to the next round, to say the least. Hopefully they'll pick up 0 losses in the process. But the most important thing, of course, is our own adventure in the Champions League. I want to get as far as possible. I say that every season, but I don't think I'm sure we have never won it. I don't think we've ever made it to the final. I think the closest was the semis. So I want to do one better. I want to, in my return season, as I'm going to call it, probably for way too long. But in this season. I'm hoping so much that we could just pick up the treble. Well, we already won Johan Cruijffschaal, so the quadruple even, the cup, the league, and the Champions League. And I don't know why, but I'm for some reason, normally I would skip to the next match, but we're already there, so I'm not gonna bother. Normally I would read through all those emails a little bit more than I was doing now, but not gonna do that when I'm recording, because then it's just gonna take too long. And you've seen what emails it weren't too important emails at all. So as I said, we are already at match day, and let's see what PSV will do in their game. I'm actually curious to see what their group is looking like. They won 2-0 against Hapoel Beersheva, but let's see. They are in third. That was their first points. Alright, so that's not looking too positive for them. AZ won their first game, but they lost their second game just like we did, so they're probably in the same position as we are, and well, PSV now as well, of course. So AZ are playing Atletico and we are playing Dortmund. I hope we can pick up the win. We're going to use the 4-2-3-1, not the 4-2-4. I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did against AC Milan, even though that game was at home, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out. And wow, what? And this is the kind of things that you're going to get when I don't cut a video. So 14-0 win again. Look at that. Look at that. We are first, as I said, by a complete mile. Damir Muslin with 7 goals. Who is this guy even? We probably actually bought him ourselves, but 7 goals against Dortmund. That is absolutely insane. Let's get into the senior match right here. A 4-2-3-1, as I said. Let's quick pick, see what the assistant says. Bushy, of course, at striker. Univar, Gonzalez, Peña. Why would Peña play at right wing? Anthony is not completely fit yet. Alright, I can agree with that one. Thiago Bermudez. I never like it when they use a center back at midfield, but he seems to be the best player there. And we want our best players to be used in the Champions League. Guardiol, Kwaba, I just don't like it. Let's put Bermudez back at center back, and let's put you know what? Let's give Donny van de Beek a chance. Another player that I want to talk about in just a second. Guardiol, Bermudez, Lecomte, Markovic, and Onana. So let's get into the match. Donny, I'm so inconsistent sometimes. 1 second I say, well, we want to use our best players possible, and then I see in that position that our best possible player is Edson Alvarez, and what do? You know what? Let's put Donny van de Beek in there, because I love that guy, and I just wish him all the best. And you know what? That's probably the full reason why I gave him that spot right now. Let's hope it works out. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite us. But yeah, as I said, Donny van de Beek, a player that I want to talk about, together with Kudus, Anthony, and Dolberg. All 4 of them came to me and said that they don't want to renew their contracts. They just want to leave on a free transfer at the end of the year. And that sucks, because Anthony is one of the best players in the world right now, and we could really use a player like him. And Dolberg, Kudus, and Van de Beek, the sentimental value is there, but they're not first team starters every week, so that doesn't hurt too much, even though it does hurt emotionally. But Anthony is really a player that we need, quite frankly, as Univar opens the score after 15 minutes already. A beautiful goal, beautiful finish in the near corner, just past the goalkeeper Mvondo. So we're leading. Dortmund, every player is pissed off, so that works in our favor. AZ are still drawing. Milan are winning against Sporting, so they are in first in the group right now. I think Milan is really the team to look out for. That Racero guy is also the player that scored against us. But yeah, those 4 players, I'm hoping that I can still get them to change their minds, to possibly renew their contracts anyway. A little bit further on in the season, maybe the further we get in Europe, maybe they'll change their mind if they see that we get to the quarterfinal or something, that they're like, oh yeah, sure, give me a new contract. But I'm not sure what are AZ doing. Within 6 minutes, 3-0. But I'm not sure if I can. We might lose those 4 players at the end of the year. That would hurt a lot. But sometimes you're going to have those things in football managers and in real life as well. Sometimes you just have players that don't want to renew their contracts. They want to move on to something new. I think that's their full right to do so. They have control of their own career, so I can't really, well, I can complain, of course, but I cannot forbid them to go elsewhere. Other than that, a lot of youth players, and when I say a lot, I mean like 10 or something, came to us, came to the manager, and they said, well, I want to leave. As Bashi makes it 2-0. Sorry if there's a little bit of a cut. I had to cough and sneeze. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but it's gonna be okay. But we are 2-0 up. That is very positive. I think we can win this now. Maybe we can even go for a third here. Van de Beek not playing too badly. I mean, he is on a 7.1. So, yeah, those youth players, they came to us and they were like, well, we want to leave. I said, I don't want to see you leave because you have like 5-star potential, so what can I do to keep you at the club? And all of them said the same thing. All of them were like, well, I want you to build the team around me. And I was like, well, no, because you're only 17 or 18 and I just can't do that yet because you're not good enough. And then all of them were like, well, screw you, now I'm pissed off. So a lot of youth players are not too happy, but again, just one of those things that you're gonna get. Hopefully it won't end in all of them leaving, because then our future is looking a little bit less bright than it is right now. I think mostly when you get those kind of situations, they'll come around in a couple of months. I think that will be the case right now as well, but of course I can't be certain about that. As Traoré makes it 3-0, the substitute 7 minutes before the end of the match. A good goal again by him. I mean, he just scores good goals, and it's an important one as well. It gives us security of this win against Dortmund. Why did Donny have to pick up the yellow card? But that doesn't matter. We have picked up the 3 points, three goals in the positive for our goal difference as well, and you can see the league table, the group table right there. We are in second as it stands right now. We would move on to the next round. I think this was away from home. Of course, I think we can beat Dortmund at home. I think we can beat Sporting away from home. And I think if we use the 4-2-3-1 away from home against Milan, that we might actually have a chance of beating them. And then we would actually be in first. Let's hope that we can do that. We get 2.7 million again, which is always good. So those were the 2 matches for this episode. By the way, I want to thank you so much for the support on the last episode. I was kind of scared for the first episode back that nobody would care, but you guys have proved me wrong. The support has been amazing in my opinion, so thank you guys so much. I'm really, really happy with that, and as I said, it means a lot to me. So let's see where we're gonna meet for the next episode. Let's see. So of course we have Dortmund in 3 matches time, but we're not gonna do that. I kind of want to do the Milan game because I think that's gonna be the decisive game whether we top the group or not. And I think that is gonna be it. And the beautiful thing is that Feyenoord is straight after. So I think that is gonna be it. It might change a little bit as I explained last episode, so don't pin me down on this, but I think it's going to be Milan and Feyenoord. Don't get angry if it's not, if it's a little bit different. If it is, I'm really sorry, but yeah, I explained it last episode, not much I can do about it, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.